The House Transportation, Mobility, and Infrastructure Committee will come to order. Would the clerk please take attendance?
Chair Shannon.
Present.
Representatives McDonald. Here. Coleman.
Here.
Conlon.
Here.
Farhat.
Here.
Fitzgerald.
Here.
Hoskins.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Outman.
Here.
Roth.
Here.
Bruck. Koontz.
Here.
St. Germain.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have 12 members present. You have a quorum.
I need a motion to adopt the minutes from last meeting, September 12th. Vice Chair Outman makes that motion. Seeing no opposition, the minutes are adopted. Today we have a packed agenda. We'll be taking up testimony on several bills, a few bills I should say, and then voting out a few other House bills. But to start things off, we have Representative Morgan, joined by Eric Peace of the Lake Carriers Association, and Scott, you're going to have to help me out with this one. Skripchak. From the International Shipmasters Association to testify on House Bills 4723. So, Representative, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. I'm pleased to be with you today and joined by these gentlemen. I think that the legislation before you is fairly straightforward. It essentially boils down to this. Every one of our service members performs an invaluable duty for our country. Whether you're a Navy SEAL, an Army Reserve soldier, or a member of the National Guard, your service makes a difference. Michiganders throughout the state have loved ones who serve in the armed forces. I myself am a flotilla vice commander in the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary. And most days, things are very quiet when we patrol. But when Michiganders need us, for instance, search and rescue or other activities where they need a hand, we are here for them. The same thing can be said on behalf of Merchant Marines. Their service plays a crucial role in keeping our ships safe. They help ensure the safe passage of countless people and cargo. They've delivered equipment to our troops and allies, participated in evacuations, and crewed hospital ships during times of need. That's why the Merchant Marines deserve the recognition that our other branches of the armed forces experience. Michigan currently offers a variety of license plates recognizing the service of active duty military members and veterans. This legislation would add an option for members and veterans of the Merchant Marines. As I said, it really doesn't matter which branch of service you are in or what your service entails. What matters is that you served our state and our country. This license plate would properly recognize and honor the commitment of every service member, veteran, and their family. And so I hope that you will be supportive. Thank you very much.
Any questions? Representative Roth.
Thank you, Representative, for bringing forward. I was just at a POW-MIA event on Friday, and of course, Merchant Marines were a part of that. So just a support from my end that this should happen.
Representative Conlon.
Hello. Just wanted to ask this question, if you could speak briefly about the U.S. Merchant Marine activity in America.
Yes. So in the nation overall, but specifically in the state of Michigan, with us being a Great Lakes state, we have the most ports of any Great Lakes state. Also, our state is quite literally shaped by the Great Lakes. Our history is inextricably intertwined with the Merchant Marines, just from the Native Americans to the French voyageurs, all the way to the Industrial Revolution and today. The industrial powerhouse that became the Midwest was only possible through the Great Lakes and the efficient means of transportation from the northern iron ranges, from the timber ranges of the Upper Peninsula down to the industrial centers of Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin. Our mariners are out there every single day. I was just on a ship. I got home at 2 a.m. this morning. I got up at 6 a.m. to be here. And when I get done with this, I have to drive to Buffalo to get on another ship. So I'm out there every day moving commerce for this state and for this nation. Lake Carriers just did a study that the Midwest economic engine is in the, $23 billion of economic activity that the Great Lakes drives. So that's mariners, American mariners, Canadian, and our Canadian counterparts. We have some foreign vessels that come in and trade as well. In terms of national defense, we talk about our military veterans, our war fighters overseas. Well, all that stuff that they need to do their job goes over to those theaters on U.S. ships. Cargo preference, U.S. built ships, all of these things. none of our services can do their jobs without U.S. merchant mariners taking their equipment to the war zone. So every single day, we're not only driving the economy, we're providing for national defense, anything with natural disasters or national emergencies. Our mariners are on standby 24/7. You call, we haul. And the other thing we like to say is unarmed and unafraid.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, and I had the privilege of talking to you a little bit about this last week, so I wanted you to share that. And he also told me that the Polish ships have the best food.
Well, I will say on a personal note that I had a friend that was at the Merchant Marine Academy during 9/11, and they played a role in dealing with that situation back during 9/11. So thank you for all you do. We do appreciate everything that you do for our country. Any other questions? Thank you so much, Representative. I appreciate it. So at this time, the committee will go at ease. Call of the chair.
Thank you. The House Transportation Infrastructure and Mobility Committee will come to order. Representative Shannon is up next to testify on HB 4897.
Well, thank you so much, Chair and committee members. I'm going to be incredibly brief here today. It's a very simple bill. House Bill 4897 aims to give our local county road commissioners greater flexibility for the purchasing and sharing of equipment. This bill allows MDOT to be able to authorize county road commissions to purchase or use of their equipment necessary for the construction or maintenance of a road or highway. It also expands on our road commission's ability to work together and make agreements for the use or purchase of equipment to that same effect. Under current law, counties needed to be adjacent to form these kinds of agreements, and it was not specified that they could work with the department. This should create cost savings for our roads and commission, and ensure more dollars go to fixing and improving our roads. So I thank you, Chair and committee members, for your time today, and I'm available for questions.
Are there any questions?
Well, that was incredibly easy.
Thank you, Representative. The
Thank you.
committee will go at ease for the call of the chair.
The House Transportation Infrastructure and Mobility Committee will come back to order. So the next we have, we have a, continuing with HB 4897, is Ed Noyola from the County Roads Association. So Ed, if you want to come on up and give us some testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I'm here in support of this legislation. It doesn't change any relationship that we have with our local units of government within the jurisdiction or adjacent to another road agency. This bill basically and solely adjusts our ability to share and rent equipment from the Department of Transportation. The unique piece of equipment that I got up there on the screen is an example of equipment that we don't normally carry. The department has several of these, and we use them to inspect our bridges. It's such a unique piece of equipment. It's flexible to not only look adjacent, the under part of the bridge on the side, it can also go underneath the bridge to inspect the deck. Which is critical to our bridge inspection process. Biannually, we are responsible for inspecting our bridges, at least half of our bridges at least every other year. So that piece of equipment is not common to any road agency, and the department is gracious enough to share that equipment with us. I don't think we pay anything for it, but we do appreciate that. My engineer is in Maine right now, so I don't have any other examples to show you. This one I was very conscious of that we use on a regular basis, and I'm ready to answer any questions regarding our sharing of equipment and maintenance with our local jurisdictions.
Thank you. We do have a question. Representative Bruck.
Thank you, sir, for being here. Thank you, Chair. Question on currently, how is it done if you need a piece of equipment, so you can request it from MDOT, or do you rent that equipment? And with this bill, how does it change that ability?
It doesn't change that. Let me give you a little backstory. Several years ago, we were doing the using of equipment, borrowing the equipment, and it came to the attention of the folks at the regional level, or maybe even at the office, the main office in Lansing here, that we don't really know if we have the ability or the authority to be allowing you to use our equipment. So that brought it to our attention, and the safest thing to do is just to get it into the law, into the Michigan Transportation Fund Act, and take care of it that way. So that's basically what we're doing. Whether we actually pay a rental fee, I'm not familiar. I'm not aware of that we pay for any equipment that we borrow from the department, but there may be a
I meant like privately, were you previously were the roadcos renting equipment that they needed, or they have been able to borrow the equipment from MDOT currently?
We, from time to time, would rent equipment that we don't normally carry, but it's very rare. I think we can go to an adjacent road agency who may have a grader or an extra grader that we may need. There are times when in a snowfall where the west side of the state got dumped on and the east side, we can't get to it, so the adjacent county will come over and plow that community or that area for us. So we're constantly going back and forth and sharing and duties and responsibilities from time to time, but it's mainly in the maintenance area, not any other area.
So this legislation would kind of take away that liability from MDOT loaning counties that equipment, kind of make it easier transaction.
I think so. I think that clears that up for everybody.
Okay.
We have insurance, so whatever we borrow or rent, we've got that coverage.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Doesn't look like we do. Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
Okay, do have some cards to read in. We have Dennis Kohler from the Road Commission for Oakland County, supports the bill, does not wish to speak. Mike Spence from SEMCOG, supports the bill, does not wish to speak. Madeline Fata from the Michigan Association of Counties, supports the bill, does not wish to speak. And Troy Hagan from MDOT, supports the bill, does not wish to speak. Okay, so moving on with our next testimony is Brian Merlos from Senator Erica Geis's office here to discuss SB 251. Thank you,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the members of the House Committee on Transportation, Infrastructure, and Mobility for the opportunity to testify on this bill. Senator Geis is sorry that she can't be here today to testify. She is in session and votes are expected soon. My name is Brian Merlos, and I serve as Chief of Staff to Senator Geis. As a point of personal pride, this bill is the first bill that I requested as a member of Senator Geis's staff all the way back in 2019, and I'm proud to be here today to help to usher it through this committee and to answer any questions that you might have. Simply put, Senate Bill 251 brings Michigan back into compliance with U.S. federal code. Today, Michigan law requires that commercial motor vehicles display their operator's phone number on both sides of the vehicle, along with the motor carrier's legal name. This law is out of compliance with the federal code that states that says states may not require additional display requirements for commercial motor vehicles or CMVs. That is U.S. Code 14506, the identification of vehicle states. I do have the statute here if anyone would care for me to read it. If not, I am going to move along. We were alerted to this issue as a CMV operator was receiving several phone calls unrelated to their business from would-be pranksters that were interrupting their day-to-day operations. That Michigan-based carrier, with input from the Department of Transportation, identified these conflicting codes and alerted our office to the needed change. Senate Bill 251 rectifies this issue and puts Michigan back in compliance with federal code by simply eliminating this requirement to display phone numbers. Senate Bill 251 passed unanimously in the Senate Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure on May 25th. It then passed unanimously on the Senate floor on June 7th, and I do hope you will join the Senate in supporting this bill. I'm available to answer any questions that any committee members may have.
Representative Farhat.
So I just want to so right now, because we're out of federal compliance, according to what you just said, does it put the state in a legal liability? I guess my question is, wouldn't it be a good thing to know which motor carriers are driving and how they're driving, be able to contact them?
The identification will still be on on each of the motor vehicles, as well as who the operator is, but the phone number will not be. That's just this code. So it's only limiting the requirement for the phone number.
So you would still have the company name
and the operator. That's right.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have like a number.
Correct.
Or there would be they could still put one, but there's no requirement to one.
There's no requirement. That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Any other questions from the committee? Representative Kuntz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I believe this was repealed for commercial vehicles years ago. I know on semis, we don't do this anymore and haven't in maybe 10 years. So this is strictly for charter buses or commercial buses?
Commercial motor vehicles, correct, yes.
It was repealed 10 years ago on, this hasn't been done in semi-trucks in 10 years.
So if, Troy, would you want to come up and answer some questions? He's got a card and he said he's available for questions. So if you don't mind, we'll have Troy Hagan from MDOT, and if you would like.
And Rob Pearson.
Okay.
You're correct, Representative. This is only for hire passenger charter buses, because this is removing the requirement from the Motor Bus Act.
And Mr. Chairman, if I just may, this has been, to address Representative Farhart's issue, there have been no problems if a company has an issue in the age of the internet, reaching that company. So from personal experience, I again, thank you for your grace on this, Mr. Chairman. From personal experience, there have been no issues removing the phone number off of an operating vehicle. So I support the bill. Thank you.
And MDOT is fully in support of the bill.
Any other questions? Thank you, Brian, and thank you so much for coming up. We appreciate it. So I will read in the card, even though they just stated that they are in support of the bill. So Troy Hagan from MDOT supports the bill. Did speak, but okay. Moving on. So that completes our testimony for today's committee. We will now begin taking the votes. First, we will have House Bill 4126. I need a motion to report House Bill 4126 with recommendation. Representative Coleman makes that motion. Would the clerk please take a roll call vote?
On the motion to report, Chair Shannon.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Representative McDonald.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Conlon.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Hoskins.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Outman.
Pass.
Roth.
Pass.
Bruck.
Pass.
Coots.
Pass.
St. Germain.
Pass.
Mr. Chair, you have 8 yeas, 0 nays, 5 passes. House Bill 4126 is reported with recommendation.
Up next is House Bill 4183. I need a motion to report report House Bill 4183 with recommendation. Representative St. Germain makes that motion. Would the clerk please take the roll call vote?
On the motion to report, Chair Shannon.
Yes.
Representatives McDonald.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Conlon.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Hoskins.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Outman.
Yes.
Roth.
Yes.
Bruck.
Yes.
Koontz.
Yes?
St. Germain.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 13 yeas, 0 nays, 0 passes. House Bill 4183 is reported with recommendation.
Up next is House Bill 4308. I need a motion to report House Bill 4308 with recommendation. Rep. Conlon makes that motion. Would the clerk please take a roll call vote?
On the motion to report, Chair Shannon.
Yes.
Representatives McDonald.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Conlon.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Hoskins.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Outman.
Yes.
Roth.
Yes.
Bruck.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Koontz.
Yes?
St. Germain.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Rep. Koontz, was that a pass or a yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, it was a pass. No, I'm joking. Yes, affirmative.
Mr. Chair, you have 13 yeas, 0 nays, 0 passes. House Bill 4308 is reported with recommendation.
Up next is House Bill 4511. I need a motion to report House Bill 4511 with recommendation. Representative Farhat makes that motion. Would the clerk please take the roll call vote?
On the motion to report, Chair Shannon.
Yes.
Representatives McDonald.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Conlon.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Hoskins.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Outman.
Yes.
Roth.
Yes.
Bruck. Representative Bruck.
Yes.
Koontz.
Yes?
St. Germain. Mr. Chair, you have 11 yeas, 0 nays, 2 passes. House Bill 4511 is reported with recommendation.
Up next, we have is House Bill 4512. Rep. Fitzgerald is offering a substitute H1. This is a conflict fix from LSB. Can I get a motion to adopt the substitute? Rep. Miller makes that motion. Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
On the motion to adopt the substitute, Chair Shannon.
Yes.
Representatives McDonald.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Conlon.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Hoskins.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Outman.
Yes.
Roth.
Yes.
Bruck.
Yes.
Coots.
Yes?
St. Germain.
Yes.
On the motion to adopt substitute H1, you have 13 yeas, 0 nays, 0 passes. The substitute is adopted.
I need a motion to report House Bill 4512 with substitute H1 with recommendation. Rep. Hoskins makes that motion. Would the clerk please take a roll call vote?
On the motion to report, Chair Shannon.
Yes.
Representatives McDonald.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Conlon.
Yes.
Farhat.
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Hoskins.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Outman.
Yes.
Roth.
Yes.
Bruck.
Pass.
Coots.
Yes?
St. Germain.
Yes.
On the motion to report, you have 11 yeas, 0 nays, 2 passes. House Bill 4512 is reported as substituted.
Excuse me. So we have no absent members. So there being no further business before the committee will stand adjourned.